The lake was glass smooth that morning, mist curling over the water like it was hiding secrets. I backed my boat toward the dock I'd used for years when 3 men stepped out from behind the reeds, blocking the ramp. They wore reflective vests, radios clipped to their chests, and the smug confidence of people who thought they owned something they didn't. One of them held up a laminated sign, "Private HOA Access, Turn Around." Behind them, on the bluff above the shore, stood Karen herself, arms crossed, phone raised, recording like this was her moment. I told them calmly that the lake was public water and that my deed included dock access. They laughed. One leaned in close and said the HOA president had new rules. Another untied my bowline and shoved the boat back, hard enough to scrape the hull. That's when I noticed what they didn't. An unmarked green truck parked in the trees, its emblem half hidden by branches. I didn't argue. I stepped back and let them feel in control. Karen shouted from the hill that she'd warned me, that people like me never listened. The goons puffed up, blocking the ramp with crossed arms, radios crackling with fake authority. Then the truck door opened. Wildlife enforcement officers moved fast and quiet, boots crunching on gravel, badges catching the sunlight. The lake went silent. One officer asked who authorized obstruction of a public waterway. No one answered. Another officer pointed to the scraped hull and asked who'd tampered with a vessel. Karen's phone dipped. Her smile vanished. The men tried to explain, tried to blame each other, tried to say they were just following HOA orders. The lead officer shook his head and started listing charges: illegal interference, harassment, damage to property, violations tied to protected shoreline. Each word hit harder than the last. By the time they were escorted away, Karen was screaming about bylaws. The officer looked up at her once and said, "HOAs don't outrank state law." I launched my boat as the sun burned off the mist, the lake wide open again. Karen learned something that day. Control ends where the law begins.